Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play LOTRO with me, Balthelion, where once again we are inside the Pit of Iron. This should hopefully be our last episode inside here though. And I will probably carry on with rambling about my latest updates from playing through the new regions, since I have now hit 120 and completed kind of all the content, but not quite, because some of the quests were bugged because you couldn't complete them while the instances were disabled. So apart from those, I've actually done the new region. But we're starting today. We're on the east side of the Pit of Iron. So last time we spoke to Ondor, who is down near the entrance in the southwest. We handed one quest in, got a new quest from him. He's also got the daily repeatable quest, but we're not going to do that every time we log on for a recording session. So we're back over on the east side where we've got 3 quests to hand in to the Rohirrim guy and the Dunland guy, who are in charge of their respective groups. So we've got one for Ed here. So there is a fresh spring among the rocks at the northern end of the mine. We would have to find some way past those vile worms to get there, but at least now we know where it is. I can try and have one of my men sneaking away now and again to get us some water. It is a great risk, but worth the danger if we can keep ourselves alive in this terrible pit. So we've got one follow-up, which is to go kill the overseer that we saw yesterday. Last episode. We will need the keys to our cells before we can mount an effort to escape this mine. While the orcs think we are too weak to escape, they always keep a few of our companions locked in those cramped cells as hostages against our good behaviour. If we were to try to escape without them, they would surely be killed. The key to those cells is carried by an orc warden, Lunt the Overseer. If you can find him and relieve him of those keys, we can release our companions and make our attempt at freedom. I've got 3 quests. Crikey. There's more quests in here than I remember. There is something strange here, Pendulous. While you were gone, one of my men and a few of the Dunlendings were taken away. Not by the orcs, but by a man. He wore strange raiments, marking him as a person of some station, but I do not know whom he served. He was looking for the strongest and healthiest of the men among us. For what purpose, I do not know. They were taken away to the north, and the orcs laughed cruelly as they left. You must find out where they were taken, and what fate could possibly be worse than to die in this dark pit. So we just removed those 2 from our tracker because we're going to hand those in anyway. We are going to need weapons if we are to fight our way to freedom. The orc guards often carry them, and we have seen racks of weapons ready for battle out there in the mine, though of course our overseers never allow us near them. You might be able to retrieve some for us if you are careful. Then we should be able to hide them away here in the cell until we are ready to make our escape. So he's getting us to do a load of prep. These guys are going to gank me on the way past, but I'm just going to drag them down anyway. If they haven't reset, which they probably won't, I can just AoE all 5 of these guys. Although one's an archer, isn't he? I think. Group them up and knock them down. Come through the wall. Come through the wall. Okay, fine. If you're just going to stay there, then I'll come out to you. So a load of these, and yeah, the orc guards, the big fat orcs, they should have weapons, and we might see some racks as well when we go exploring. So we've got 2 to hand in here. Those worms have devoured my kinsfolk, but it was the orcs that threw them to the creatures. We must find some way to escape this pit and take vengeance upon our captors. We have now got ally status with Fairdred's Riders. That's not too bad. It is good to know that this nightmare no longer haunts my people in the depths of the mine. You have my thanks, Pendulous. So he's talking about the big worm. That's the terror of the deep. I don't think we're going to have any particularly new cosmetics here, but we'll have a look just in case. No, it's going to be horrible trousers. Most of the trousers do have very plain cosmetics because they're generally hid under tunics these days. So it's kind of hard to find some nice trousery bits these days. Okay, so he has a question on him, but we don't actually have anything to do for him. We're just helping the Rohirrim guy at the minute. So, we need orc weapons to find a Golvorn, who is the evil man. So he should be up to the northeast by this entrance over here. We need to kill this guard. This one reset before we killed everyone a minute ago. Defeat Lunt the Overseer. So he is over here. But he's upstairs, so we have to go in through one of the entrances. Like, one of the entrances is over here. We can either go up across this bridge to get to that door, or go all the way around the top, which we're probably going to do, jump in the pit and then get over there. And orc whips drop off the slavers. Yeah, so murder most orcs we see, basically. Defilers we don't care about. Any other little skinny ones. So let's mount up then, and I'll carry on ranting and rambling about the new expansion. So I've now hit level 120, which is the new level cap. And it was a bit interesting getting towards that, because as I mentioned in the previous video, starting out the new content at level 115, it was basically like doing the old content in terms of difficulty wise. You know, nothing was hitting me too hard, nothing was taking too long to kill, no problems really. But literally every level that I got leveling up between 115 and 120 made a considerable difference. So particularly like once you got to the last bits like 118, 119, you really start to feel that all these guys are starting to hurt quite a bit if you're not careful. Now they have made some changes in the patch which went out today, Wednesday, which allegedly should help with that. Judging by world chat, it's probably had the opposite effect. But the idea being that for mobs specifically in the 115 to 120 areas, the signature and elite mobs are supposed to have damage bonuses as a percentage term over their normal mobs. Now those guys, bear in mind they've got obviously a lot more morale and are a bit harder to kill. They still hurt quite a bit already prior to the patch. But now after the patch, the idea is they do more damage. So that's got people a bit upset. However, all mobs in the 115 to 120 range have had their base damage reduced. So the idea being that normal mobs will hit less hard, whereas signatures, elites and the like will now do more than the normals. So they might do about the same currently, give or take, is kind of the intention. They'll do a certain percentage more than the normal mobs. The normal mobs have been nerfed. But from what it sounds like in world chat, is that some things can be hitting ridiculously hard now. And I've had unverified reports in world chat of certain bosses in certain instances hitting for 170 to 270,000 morale points of damage, which is basically a one shot to anyone that hits. So that's not too pleasant. But I'm not sure what kind of effect that would have for people at the lower levels. Just because I know some people thought the difficulty was harder, some thought it was easier at the lower levels. A lot of that probably depends on what specific level range you're talking about. Or is it you guys with your totems that are just draining my power pool? There we go. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if this patch has helped anyone out at the lower levels. The patch note did specifically say it was doing adjustments to 115 to 120 mobs though. But it might have had some knock-on effects to other stuff. There is a separate part of the patch notes that does talk about mid-level monsters. So monster damage in the mid-levels has been adjusted for better balance. Allegedly keeping it on the gentle side, but it may be tweaked further. So, but monster damage allegedly between level 30 and 114 has been increased. So that might be upsetting to some people and welcome to others, I don't know. And it may also have some weird and wonderful interplay with the monster play and creeps versus creeps over there as well, so that could potentially be a bit game breaking, but we'll see what happens. But other than that, it was quite a big patch. It was something like 2,300 files that I had to patch. Bear in mind the original update 23 itself was probably about 5,500 files, so there was a substantial amount in there. And there's probably a load of minor things that didn't even get to make it into the various patch notes and so forth. Die. You dare put your totem down, sir. There we go. But yeah, it should be interesting to see if that makes people happier or less happy about how much damage they're doing, besides the fact it seems to have irritated everyone who's trying to do normal questing in the new region. Because while they haven't got the new gear essentially to gear themselves up at 120, they're probably taking more damage than they were before the patch, and in some cases at certain level ranges that was a bit nasty anyway. As I say, like once you get to like 118, 119, things were hurting with their special attacks. Now they might also be hurting with their normal attacks as well, so we'll see. But other than that, the instances are now re-enabled, so I can hopefully tick off the last few quests that I need that involved going to the various instances. That was a bit of an interesting touch, because there is kind of like a meta quest for the region where you have to complete, I think it's four of the major plot lines, and each of those plot lines basically culminates in one of the instances, not including the raid. So I think only one of them didn't involve an instance, the other three do involve an instance. And you have to complete all parts of that meta quest in order to unlock the resource instances for the region. We need to kill Lunt up here. So until you do that, you can't get the new resource instances. We'll have to see what those are like. A new one was added as well over in the Withered Heath. I don't know really off the top of my head which instances do which crafting nodes, so I don't know which one this Withered Heath one adds. I'm not sure whether my power usage has increased horribly as part of this patch. I don't think that could all be blamed to power drains on totems. The second wind back up. My power costs gone up? I don't even know what I would be looking for, to be honest. We'll have to keep a track on this, because I do seem to be having some power problems. Right, so we've got the Overseer's Key. We need one more whip, and we need Golvorn, which I forgot to do because he was actually over on the north-east side. Whoops. There's no slaver down there, is there? What are you? Hiding behind the wall. No, you're a grunt. Okay, mount up. But yeah, I don't think there's too much more in the patch notes. There's various bug fixes that have been noted, and there's probably a whole load that aren't on the patch notes. Let's go. Actually, is there anyone up here? No. Grunt, Defiler, Slaver. Yes, we need him. They've added the new Fall Festival, so if you haven't done that before, that's always a good one to do. I'm sure I would have covered it at some point earlier on in the Let's Play series. It would have been back in the early days if I did it. I'm trying to think, because I did revamp all the thumbnails, so did I do one with the Harvest / Fall Festival stuff? Probably. Or was that the one I missed? I don't know. But it's good fun. There's like a haunted maze, loads of different bits and pieces. There's obviously new cosmetics and mounts that you can get this year, same as with every festival every year. So funky new bits and pieces. It sounds like there's some sort of new content in there as well, but I don't know the particulars. And a new series of quests, Bountiful Harvest series of quests, now awards 1,000 Figments of Splendor each for cosmetics. So that could be quite nice to do if you're the kind of person that likes their cosmetics, because that is quite a significant amount. Now, I'm not sure if that's the Rapper quest, where you have to spend a few days doing festival quests, but either way, that's still a significant amount of Figments of Splendor that you can spend on cosmetics if you like your cosmetics. So we're going to head over to the... actually, we needed to speak to Ondor, but we'll do these guys first, since I'm over here. So we need to go over to the very northeast, back up this slope where we should have done this, but I was too busy rambling. And we'll find an evil Angrim dude. I'm just trying to have a flick through the patch notes as I run up here. So what else we got? They've done some interesting changes to things like the Midgewater Marshes to increase mob density for things like Nikabreakers and boars in the Chetwood and things like that. Where, you know, it would have been nice to have that in years ago. Whenever people were farming them to extinction for their easy deeds in Breland. But still, another little weird and wonderful bits and pieces. So, Golvon, servant of Saruman. Interesting. It seems that my servants have not been through enough in securing the slaves of late. Far enough, even. No matter, you have already saved me the trouble of sending them to hunt you down. But wait, you do not have the bearing of one who seeks escape. You have come to fight me? Truly? Well then, I imagine you will make a fine specimen for Saruman's experiments. I shall have to take care not to injure you too severely. Back into your pen, slave. So we're going to spank this boy. Now, looking at my power pool, because I did start with a full power bar, I definitely think power consumption has gone up. Because I'm going to run out of power before this guy dies at the rate I'm currently using it. Or maybe not. There we go, got some good hits in there. But still, I've used quite a bit of power. That's gone up. I don't know if the rest of you guys have maybe noticed you're using more power since this patch. But I'd be interested to know if you're having power problems now as well. Whether it's just me on a champion or whether other classes might have the same problems. So we need to release 3 of his slaves that are just stuck to a pike.
Will you remain here long?
This chap sounds rather upbeat about his fate. The prisoner seems to slip in and out of a daze as you cut him free, but he quickly recovers his senses once the bonds are removed.
I hope we will find aid in time.
So there we go.
Greetings.
So we've got 1 Rohirrim and 2 Dunlanding guys. So we're going to mount back up and we can head back down to the slave quarters, where we can talk to them, hand in these quests, and do we start planning for the escape now, or is there one more round of quests? I can't remember. So down we go. We're going to end up putting a few guys, so we'll just kill them inside the pen, just so we can group them up. Alright, in you come, lads. Or you can stand behind the wall, that also works, but you're still in range of my AoE, so it's fine. So spanky spank. There we go. So talk to Ed here. Hand in 3 quests. Good. I do not know whether they have escaped the cave or gone into hiding, awaiting our own attempt, but either way we are now ready to make our escape. We will talk with them later and see if we can determine what this Golvon was up to, and whether he was truly in league with the wizard Saruman. Quickly, we must hide these away until it is time to make our escape. It will not be too long before one of the overseers stumbles upon our plans, so you had best be quick. The overseer's key! You found it! Well then, it seems that we are ready as ever, as we are going to be. We need to get out of here now, before we grow too weak to fight at all. Are you ready for what comes next? So here we go. Revolt in the deeps. Help Ed here and the slaves escape. I think we have prepared as much as we can, Pendulous. It is now or never if we are going to leave here alive. We have armed as many of us as we can, and we are ready to set our escape plan in motion. Let me know when you are ready. Let's go.
The Dunlandings and the Rohirrim have agreed to put aside their differences and work together to escape from their brutal orc overseers in the deadly mines hidden beneath the Heathfells.
My men are ready to leave, Pendulous. We will make for the bridge across the centre of the mine and free as many of the slaves as we can along the way. Now is the time to buy our escape from this forsaken pit. There is no turning back. So we're going to head down. Go to the Dunlandings. We need to free these boys actually first. Oh look, Ondor's been locked in a cage. You coming as well?
What do you need?
Aye, well, your timing's good. Those accursed orcs snuck up on me and all went black. I woke up in here just a short while ago. It looks like my stay is to be a short one, though, so let's be about it. So, you coming as well? So, meanwhile, over in here, we need to talk to the Dunlanding guys. We will fight alongside the Horse Lords, for even they know far greater honour than these foul orcs. Come, my friends, we must put aside our enmity and earn our freedom if we are ever to see the sun again. So here we go. Oh, they've respawned back here near me now for some reason. So we need to talk to Ondor, but we're probably going to have to walk along a little bit first. And we have to try and free some slaves as well. So, before we actually talk to him, let's see if we can go ahead. Can we interact with these now?
Strength, but the servants of the enemy are everywhere.
So, you unshackle the slave and tell him to make for the exit while your band draws the attention of the nearby orcs. So we can probably actually get them to walk along while we're doing this.
What do you need?
Well, there goes the alarm. The orcs will now be after us. Let us cut a way through and quick. There are a number of slaves near the forges, so we had best head that way and see how many we can free as we go. So there we go. So we have to make sure all three of these senior NPCs survive. If we have any loose soldiers at some point, we're okay. We don't have to worry too much about them. We're going to murder him, murder him. Dunlanding slave, come on, leg it. You can either keep digging, or you can come now with me. Come on, sir. Freedom is this way.
But the servants of the enemy are everywhere.
So I don't know how tanky they're all going to be. Ondor's 45k morale, so I guess they're probably all around that. But we'll just keep an eye on their morale bars, make sure they don't get too battered. There we go. So there's another slave over here. Let's just go grab him. There's loads of mobs off in the distance that you don't need to necessarily trigger. So I don't think we're going to touch those goblins. But they are there if you wanted to go bother them for some reason. Right, talk to Ondor. The bridge is up at the top of this platform. It's the quickest way out, so that's the way we're going before 100 more of these brutes come up from the deep caverns. So, continue onwards. We're going to have to fight a few more guys. There's 2 more slaves we can rescue up the top here. We're not rescuing this chap down here, or those ones down there, so see you later, guys. Oh, Jesus Christ. Sir, do you want to come with me now, since I'm down here? That was awkward. That was a good shot, though, by that goblin. Does this axe look any nice? Oh, that's a weird one, isn't it? Shame about the handle, but that's quite an interesting blade design. Okay, so come back up. The NPCs have pretty much killed everything at this point. There you go. You should be able to finish him on your own.
You're welcome here.
Alright, come on.
As long as you do not trouble us.
It's time to go, lads.
Strength.
Alright, he's dead.
The servants of the enemy are everywhere.
So we're going to go round here. And we're going to go across the main bridge here to the exit. Whenever they catch up. So we've made it to the bridge. Carry on.
What do you need?
Well, if they don't have some trouble waiting for us on this bridge, then I will shave my beard. So gird your loins. It gets rough from here. So up we go. There is an orc captain blocking the bridge, saying, "We shall not pass." So, let's go fight him then. I think we might get some ads coming. Yeah, there we go. The ads should die easy enough. So we'll just continue to focus. Oh, actually, the captain's dead. There we go. He didn't last very long. There we go. They're dead. Keep running across. What do we have over here? We have a guard. 2 guys that we can rescue. Come on.
Time is short. So is hope.
There we go.
Will you remain here long?
Kill this one guard. A couple more reinforcements coming down the hill. I don't know why I'm chasing after him. go. Right, run up the hill. So these guys don't want to be rescued. Fine, you can stay here digging away to your heart's content. You guys coming? So we're basically going to have to run literally to the entrance. So we're nearly here. So back we go. We need to talk to you guys. Okay. But you can use these little stops to just regain your morale, regain your power before you press on with the next bit. You're not going to be attacked while you're waiting. So we'll trigger him. Carry on to the next phase. Up we go, and there's going to be a couple of lines of defence guarding us before the exit. So that platform over there is where Ondor normally is. And we can see from our mini-map we're going to have a bit of a defensive line stopping us from getting through the exit, which is literally just there. So this should be the last group of mobs. So, where are they going to run? They're going to go for the guy on the left. Suit themselves. Right, I'm going to focus on the captain. And obviously just spam AoE skills, so everything else should die easy enough anyway. There we go, captain's last man standing, so they're going to now help chip away at him. And he's dead. So once they've got back on their track, we should now be running for the entrance, and we should be done. You satisfied, chaps? There we go, we've made it to the exit. Talk to Ondor. We made it! Let's be out of this cavern, and let our allies know what is going on down here. Even though, strictly speaking, I'm still inside the cavern, and I need to actually bring my items back to Ondor. So let's quickly go down here. Because this is turning into a rather long episode, but bear with me. So hand these two in. I see you brought me those whips. It is good to know that these will not be seeing any more use. We did it, Pendulous. We have broken free of the orc mines and dealt with a lot of those vermin along the way. Soon we will stamp out their accursed existence once and for all. So we get some shields. I'm not sure if we've seen some of these. See, that's quite a nice shield. A little hole cut out for like a warden spear. A light shield, not too keen on that one, and a heavy shield. It's quite a nice cosmetic actually. I think I'll get that one. I don't know if I've got that in my wardrobe. And then the only quest he's got left is the Mysterious Ore, which is a repeatable quest which we've done previously just to get ourselves some crafting materials. Or some reputation, because it gives you 500 Fairjudge Riders rep. But yeah, I think that's enough for there, because that's going to be a very long episode. So we'll carry on next time with some questing back out in the daylight. So it'll be a while since we've seen sunshine. So it'll be good to get back outside again. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that. Let me know how you're getting on with the new update. And until next time, I will see you guys later.